It doesn't matter. And these people that are wrestling with what you are learning, and some of you are doing exceptionally well now. Some of you are doing so good, but you see things that I'm doing or other traders that are learning the same thing you're learning, and you feel like you're not doing good enough because, man, I just need to get a six-figure payout. I just need to get another big supercar so I can be part of the clique. No, you don't. I promise you, I am the richest motherfucker out here. I am the richest one. I am the most successful one. I am the one that will beat anybody else's ass in trading, period, nonstop, every single day. I am telling you all right now, you can do it. Come out here right now. And I'm not out here buying cars and buying this and showing off what I got and how much I can spend. So why should you feel that way? See, folks, there is absolutely something new under the sun. I have so many things to share. But the problem is, it doesn't satisfy you when you learn something that makes money, that forms every single fucking day. It's not good enough for you. Why? Because you're infected. You're a very specific type of person. You're ICT infected. You're ICT positive. You're becoming one of me. I'm a virus to this industry. That's why I'm here. And they don't want you knowing this stuff. And if nothing ever gets released from here, we have already disrupted the entire industry. They will be talking about you as a community for a long, long time. And all of you that are learning, that are becoming pillars, I promise you, there are people that are about to spring onto the scene that make Kyle and King look like they just started. And gentlemen, that is not meant to be making a negative remark against you, because what you've done is exceptional. But just know that you have brethren that are about to step the fuck out, and it's going to shock all of you. And don't think for a moment that I don't think that the folks that contact me and say, look, this is what I'm doing, I have no interest in being on social media. I only have an account just so I can see what you're doing. And if I wasn't on X, they wouldn't be here either. And they're smashing it. Day after day after day, week after week. They're pulling down with the highest leaderboard spot right now, and Robbins is, they're doing that every month. Over and over and over again. Not in prop. Not in fake monetized demo accounts. They're doing it with live brokerage accounts. And to me, I have a lot of respect for that. The fact that they don't want to come out here and show off. They don't want to be seen as anything, because the ones that have been honest about it, they said, I can see how I could get sucked into this, and I gotta feel like I gotta live up to the last experience that I shared online. And that's what influencers have a problem with. I don't run out of yeast. I don't hit a wall in consistency. I don't get it wrong. I don't get it wrong. So they have to spend their time consoling themselves by consoling you by saying, trading is mostly sitting around waiting. Trading isn't a perfect scenario where you can avoid a lot of the losses, except and warm up to the idea that you're going to lose a lot. I don't tell you that. I don't tell you those things. In the beginning, you will suffer that. You will go through that, because that's where you discover who you are. You discover the very things that you self-destruct with. Performance anxiety, keeping up with the Joneses expressions in mine here, where you see people, like even myself, just shy of 150,000 just this week, and I didn't trade everything that's available. Bro, talking about, I've been doing this account for a month and a half, and look at what I'm doing. I did it in 3 fucking days and didn't even try. Again, there's a meme. There's this little cheetah. He's sitting in the Greyhound box right before the race starts, and the meme is implying that the race has started, and the cheetah's just chilling inside the box, like, you stupid fucks. Like, I don't need to run this race. I'm already at the finish line if I want to be. And this is not arrogance. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you that you're learning this craft and you're going to have this same skill. But how are you going to handle it once you get there? Because there is going to be something new under the sun for you. How are you going to deal with this success? How are you going to be able to wrestle the confidence and not allow it to become overconfidence and then you turn into a prick? See, a lot of you all want to be a Negan. You want to be a shit-talking ICT. You all like this part of me. But I only use this caricature to get your attention, hold you in place, to listen. Because I always come back around and bring you Mr. Rogers. Give you a little bit of Bob Ross. But I got to get your attention with the abrasive stuff. Because that's what sells wrestling. It ain't the bullshit they do inside that ring. It's the shit talking. It's the promos. It's the shooting. That's the stuff that I fell in love with as a young man. And the people I loved to hate made me so mad. And the people that I looked at as a hero inspired me. Yeah. This one's going to do this, man. He's going to beat you up. And I tackle those very things in my presentation. And I capture your attention. And I hold your attention with that stuff. And I know there are people that have little dick energy. They don't like when I do this because they think, oh, look, he's bragging. He doesn't have a track record. Look at what I'm fucking putting down every day. These people that talk that shit, they never come here and wrestle me. They never stand side by side. Let's do it. Something happens always. Something always fucking happens. I'll tell you what it is. It's Velcro balls, okay? You can put them on and take them off. Mine are attached to me. And I'm dragging them behind me every fucking day on social media, asking someone to step on them. I dare you to step on them. But they won't do it. If everything out here is something better than what you're learning, why don't they come here? Why don't they show it? Why don't they prove it? Why don't they call it every candlestick? Why don't they tell you where the fucking daily high and low is going to be? Why don't they tell you beforehand? Because they can't. They won't. And that's all there is. Nobody talking shit about what you're learning can outperform it. Just remember that. That's what I'm trying to show you. When I do these types of things and I make these public stunts and stand out here and beat my chest, it's not because I need that. I do it as a reminder to the ones that are weak-hearted, that you just easily influenced by other people. What do you think fucking matters more? Seriously. Anything that I could show over the last 33 plus years, which could be fabricated. I got a lot of fucking money, folks. I could pay people to do things that make everything I've ever done look like it's rainbows and fucking gumdrops. And a lot of you people would foolishly believe because it was presented in a well-presented with a ribbon and all kinds of lights and spotlights on this and accolades here and talked about this and stuff. That's what used to be able to be employed on people to scam them. But you know what separates the people that are bullshit? The ones that won't come out there and tell you what's going to happen beforehand. The ones that won't put an execution on. That won't place a fucking stop loss and know that it won't be hit. I said that right. And know that it won't be hit. See, all these other educators out there, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're selling shit because they need that money. If I need to live on ad revenue, why the fuck am I not doing 20 fucking videos a week? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm talking to you right now, and there's no money. I'm not making money on this. All of you that make money by taking these presentations and put them on your YouTube, you're making the money. Think about that logic. How's that a fucking winning campaign? It doesn't make any sense. But people, they just ignore it. They ignore it. They ignore the fact that your captain in arms. Okay? Your fucking quarterback, that guy, that ICT guy, is out here and telling you what's going to happen. Focus here. It's not going to do anything but this. Just focus on this. Look at these levels. Fuck everything else. Don't listen to anybody else. This is your mark. I'm your spotter every week. You're training to be a sniper. The spotter's job is get range. Where's your range? What are you aiming for? This level. Are you shooting downwind or upwind? Foolish bears. I've already given you the skill set. I've already given you the ammunition. The ammunition is a PD arrays. What caliber are you gonna shoot with? 5.56, 223, 30-06, 50 cal. Pick your poison, baby. 9mm, 22 long range. In deference to the ladies just starting out. A little bit of recoil. Still putting rounds on target. See, I make a mockery of everything else. And if a 20-year-old knew what I know right now in me, it would have been a monster. Like, it would have been a monster. But over the years, I have been humbled. May not sound like it, but remember, you're listening to a caricature. You know what a caricature is? It is an expression. It's an impersonation of something that is not the actual person. When you look at Brad Pitt, when you look at George Clooney, when you look at Robert De Niro, who's become a real piece of shit as recent, and Al Pacino, okay? The characters that they play in the movies, that's not them. They're artists. And on social media, you have to be a character. You have to be. Or you have to be naturally interesting. I'm not naturally interesting. In my real life, away from all of you, when I'm not teaching, I'm a very, very frumpy, boring introvert. You would never hear me talk like this if we were in front of one another. But I have to put this persona on to hold your attention because you're not going to listen to the boring stuff. I've done it for a long time. I did it on Baby Pips and nobody was paying attention. Sure, they like the little intros and they like the little vignettes of me putting in sniper stuff. And I was trying to find my way to tap into the group that I wanted because men love to talk shit. We do. Women, not so much. The ones that should have been men, do. Or they pretend they're in. They do. Mona, hello. The idea of looking for this attention, this I need to get attention on myself. I'm giving that to you. I don't need this. But I know that that's what my listeners want to do in their own lives. They want to learn a skill set so they can step out there and do what they think I'm doing right now. But I'm doing it in a setting that's not monetized. They want to do it where they are monetized. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Get your ends met. But I don't have a naturally interesting persona. I don't. So I had to create Inner Circle Trader to draw an attention. I can draw a crowd. As a young man, I studied ninjutsu. And when I was learning about them, and I was like 10 years old when I first learned about them, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Stephen K. Hayes was the first American to learn under Hatsumi. He's a grandmaster of Bujinkan. And then his student, Shota Tanemura, he started off another thing, Genbukan. And I learned both, but it was really Bujinkan just revamped. And because he wanted to be grandmaster, and Takamatsu said, you're not going to be. So he tapped Hatsumi, and that was it. Well, long story short, without losing you, the allure of the ninja was you had to be an actor. You had to be able to instill fear in your enemies or make them feel that you're weak when you're not. Sun Tzu, Art of War. Appear strong when you're weak. Appear weak when you're strong. The idea of selling these wrestling events, anybody that's ever got hooked up into that, you got hooked into buying those pay-per-views or going to those events because you like the character that these men and women portray. But that's not who they are. And the ones that do very, very well on social media stay in kayfabe. Kayfabe is where you don't break character. You're in it. Like you're always in it. You're always in character. Those are the people that get really hard to determine if that's really who they are. And for a long time, I allowed you to think that ICT is who I really am. But I'm a very, very fuddy-duddy, simple, stay in the house most of the time, introvert. I don't like to be around a lot of people, not because I'm afraid to be around them. Just most people just don't know how to act. And they don't have any candor. They don't have any, well, decency. You'll see when I'm down there in Florida, sitting across from Patrick Whelan, you're not going to see this ICT. You're going to see Mr. Rogers. You're going to see Dad. You're going to see just like my sons see. That's how it is. But I'll still beat his ass in that day when I'm trading. Humbly, quietly, and politely. It's going to happen. You'll know my entry, and you'll know my stop, and you know where the market's going to go. But I just want to show you there's a contrast from what people say about what it is you're learning and who I am and what the reality is. The reality is that I could be the biggest jerk and most hated person on the internet, but I don't want that. I like staying right in the middle, and I go back and forth where I'll go just a little bit to the hero side when it starts to get sickeningly, sugary sweet. Then I'll do something to cause people to be upset with me. And I learned this from a magician, Paul Harris. Guy invented a lot of tricks with cards and such. And a lot of the professional magicians, big guys, a lot of Korean magicians, which are phenomenal magicians, by the way, a lot of their work are his craft. Like he created those things, those illusions, but they never get the credit for it. And to look at the guy, he looks like he slept in his clothes for 2 weeks, never brushed his hair, probably homeless next to being homeless. And the logic he shared in one of his interviews when they were, I think it was for Genie magazine. He says, what do you find most interesting as a performer when you're doing shows? He goes, well, I'm not really impressed by the audience's reactions when I do something that I know is astonishing. If I do a magic trick every day in front of you and call a very specific price run every single day, it gets boring after a while. You know what it means to be bored by it now. You're not impressed anymore. It used to be like, wow, look at that. He did it again. I wonder how many times he could do it again. For the people who've been around for a long time, you're not impressed by that. That's exactly how you should be. But you see new people coming to our community all the time, and they watch me call a specific level, call a specific order block, specific fair value gap. It's going to go down here. It's going to get this stop, and it's going to go here. And then it happens in your charts and in mine. Then you look back on the week and say, wow, he saw all this stuff before it happened. And it seems like magic to them. And that's why when I was a young man, I was infatuated with magic. David Copperfield to me was a hero. Like this guy was able to bend time and space and do crazy shit. I actually believed that he passed through the Great Wall of China. That was the moment of astonishment where that veil of reality was disrupted there. Even knowing that that's a magic trick, I was like, how do you do that? My young mind was fascinated with that. So I tap into that in my audience. See, a ninja had to be an actor, had to be a magician, a warrior, a strategist. And I employ those things. I did not read the book of Power, okay? A lot of people say, oh, he's just doing this and doing this, do this. Bullshit. That book is nonsense, and it's written by a guy that says he can get anybody to be seduced by him. Get the fuck out of here. You see this guy, he looks like a fucking overcooked potato. He's not attractive at all. And I'm not saying I am, I'm just saying that, just know that I don't use this shit that guy writes about. But Sun Tzu, yep. And the lore of the ninja, that's what I use in my presentation. I am a kabuki actor in front of you. You see me as this samurai, this unbeatable samurai that wields his sword and everybody's head just falls the fuck off. But I wasn't that in the beginning. I was the guy that was afraid to do anything. Certainly never will talk this passionately or authoritative. But I hold authority. I hold authority. I can tell you what everybody else isn't going to be able to tell you, and I can do it consistently. I can tell you why. Before, all the other stuff out there that's available to you, it doesn't do that. It does not do that. And it doesn't matter how much it resembles something after it happens, because unless you saw it beforehand and put a trade on and took it home, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And these people that are wrestling with what you are learning, and some of you are doing exceptionally well now. Some of you are doing so good, but you see things that I'm doing or other traders that are learning the same thing you're learning, and you feel like you're not doing good enough because, man, I just need to get a six-figure payout. I just need to get another big supercar so I can be part of the clique. No, you don't. I promise you, I am the richest motherfucker out here. I am the richest one. I am the most successful one. I am the one that will beat anybody else's ass in trading, period, nonstop, every single fucking day. I am telling you all right now, you can do it. Come out here right now. And I'm not out here buying cars and buying this and showing off what I got and how much I can spend. So why should you feel that way? I'm it. I'm the high seat right now. I'm the highest stack in the fucking industry, and there ain't nobody close to me. And I don't do those things. You don't need to do it either. So why put pressure on yourself like that? Why do you feel like you have to purchase something to appear that you're profitable or well beyond the level of profitability that you may be in reality, but you want to present it like you're really, really profitable? Let me buy a used Lamborghini and put a wrap on it. How about you don't even bring up what you drive and keep it about what you love to do as a trader? Because somebody that's got money like myself, that's more interesting. Because anybody can lease a car, anybody can sell a course, anybody can do affiliate programs and get lots of money doing that. That is not translated to they're very, very good at trading. And there's a lot of people out there that exist in that realm. And they allow people to believe that they're greater than they really are. And very few people that are actually proven they can. And the ones that are doing that deserve to be recognized, even if you don't like their caricature. Look at Patrick. A lot of you don't understand that presentation is a mode of engagement. As an influencer, you have to have a hook. You're either going to be a heel, that means you're out there to piss people off just for the sake of being an asshole, and knowing that it's going to get people's attention, or you're going to be everybody's superhero. You're one or the other. And anybody in the middle doesn't have a following worth shit. Nobody talks about them, and they're there. You've seen them once or twice before. People talk about them. They have students, but they just blend in. They don't really stand out. But only the heroes and the heels are the ones that do well on social media. And I knew this when my time on Internet Relay Chat, Merc back then, I was learning how people engaged other people. That's what made me successful as someone that, I mean, think about it. Until recently, in the last few years, you never saw a live account from me. You never saw it. It was always in a paper trading account, whether it was me teaching in Forex or when I transitioned away from Forex back to where I started as a trader in 1992 as a commodity trader. How can anyone hold the attention of millions of people coming out and being publicly honest and saying, I'm going to teach you in the medium of a paper trading account. Right away, that sets the tone for who's really going to try to learn here and who can't wait to look at that and take shots at it. I told my children and my wife, I said, watch the response I get with this. Because number one, I'm going to be completely 100% legally compliant by saying I'm teaching in this demo account. That way I'm not inspiring you to take real trades. It's not a signal. I'm not acting as a certified trade advisor. I would never do the test to do that because you have to divulge what it is that you do. I had no interest in doing that. The fuck do I want to teach fair value gaps and overblocks to them for? Fuck that. I'm keeping it to myself. So I'm going to stand out here and put on a clown face for the people that want to see a clown. And I'll wear a kabuki mask to see a samurai warrior for the people that look past all that stuff and say, yeah, he was teaching with a demo account, but he called it to the tick in currencies and in futures. And I let you wrestle that. I let my audience stay divided that way. And I fan both sides all the time. When the level was getting low on the hero side, pump it up. When I'm not getting enough traction, not enough people talking bad about me, do something to cause them to talk about it. I told you I was going to do it this week. I got to do something wrong. Got to give them something. It worked. They're back to saying, oh, this stuff's rebranded, blah, blah, blah. And that talking gets people reacting. And that one person's going to come in contact with 50 more people. And those 50 people are going to come in contact with 50 more people. And what happens? You grow. And never have to pay for advertising. I act like a pimp. And I hire these Sarahs and Sallys. And I put them on the corner. And they earn from me for free. Every time they talk shit about me, they're drawing attention to me. And they're doing it for free. At their job, they're talking about me. At home, when they wake up in the middle of the night, they come in and check on social media. Let me see what I can talk about. This is how you manage an audience. This is how you do it. And people get wrapped up in it and they think, you're the biggest piece of shit. You're so arrogant, or you're this, you're a braggart. You don't have a track record. I'm telling you my track record every fucking day. And there ain't a motherfucker out there walking that's this accurate. Because if they were, they'd already been here. They would already showed the fuck up, and they ain't showing up, are they? They're not. But you don't see that. You don't recognize that. Because you're not trying to learn. You're not trying to see the value in what I'm doing. Because I could be making millions and fucking millions every week. Just doing what I'm doing right now. I don't need money, folks. I don't need it. And just like you think you need the materialistic aspects, sure, if you're not equipped as a trader that can be consistently profitable and know exactly what you're doing, when not to do it, then it makes sense to have all that materialism around you, because it's like, wow, that's fanfare. That seems like something new under the sun for someone that has lack, that doesn't have money, doesn't have luxury items around them. So they live vicariously through the caricature that you're presenting online. And some people go to the extreme and say, this person deserves to have something happen to them in their real life. And some people shouldn't be fucked around with like that. Because the people that do that kind of stuff get got. And you never really hear about it sometimes. But they know it happened. You just get wrapped up. Just like the people that would run in the ring when wrestling matches would go on. These people are working out a script. They're performing for you. Your entertainment. But some people are unhinged and they go beyond the realm of reasonable and think this person needs to have something bad to happen to them. Because they didn't do this, or they did this. All of you are adults, or should be, responsible adults. And because I know that there's a large degree of you that are not responsible, You're not in a position where you own your own actions. You take actions directly or indirectly from other people's opinions, and mine included. And I know I have a very strong influence. That's why I kind of like stopped going into my own students' live streams and chatting. Because I would point out certain things, because some of them weren't recognizing it. And I thought to myself, this could be misconstrued as me trying to make them look bad. And it's not what I was doing. I was just trying to make them aware of something in the chart that they're not seeing. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I don't want to bring them heat. I don't want them to feel like I'm correcting them. Then it's like, it messes them up. And some of them get weirded out just by me being there. And you see them, they start blushing, they start smirking. They're like, I can't believe ICT's in my chat right now. This is fucking crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm something special, like I'm fucking Gandhi. I'm not Gandhi. I don't have that picture of myself where I'm up there. The problem is I want to be just like all of you, where I can go into a chat and just be part of the audience. But when I show up, something new on their son's there. The person that's doing the live stream, they fall to the back seat. Nobody gives a shit about what they're talking about or what they're doing, and they're asking me questions. And that's rude. And I miss that part of being online. Like I don't have that same ability just to go in and listen to somebody and just be a member of the audience and not get all the people in there talking about me, whether good or bad. And these people that do that, they have heroes or they see me as the villain. In between those two bookmarks, these bookends, hero and lovers to hate. You're supposed to be in the middle. Recognize that what I've taught you and what I've authored, I can do very well with it. That doesn't mean that that's where you should be at any given time during your development.